Mega here. Welcome back to another video. This is a special video, and if I happen to get 90 subscribers, then I guess I'll upload it then, but this will probably just be a regular one. But basically, in this video, I have been building out of Legos, so this is not any gaming stuff. I have been building out of Legos a design of a car that's pretty realistic. It's not realistic looking, but the functions are realistic. So I'm just going to go and review it and explain some of the parts that I built of it. It's a bit breakable because that's how Legos are, but I'm pretty proud of it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it too. I'll show it going on its own and stuff. So, of course, you can't see it very well from this angle, but from here it's like just a wiry mess, and because that is how my things go. I never focus on making things look good, which is probably bad, but I focus on making them very functional. So, the way it works here is this is the front, and this is the back. Now the back, there's this motor right here, which is rotating this big gear, which is then meshing with this little, let me see if I can focus it. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So it's meshing with that little gear, and if you don't know, big gear turning a little gear makes the little gear go very fast, and then if a little gear turns a big gear, it makes it go slow. Now that is, let's see if I can remove some things. But now, that little gear is actually on the same axle as that little gear right there, which is then meshing with this gear. Now we need to move that around. And then that gear is turning this gear. And then that gear is turning, let's see if I can overturn it, is turning that little gear right there, the white one, which is connected to the same axle as the wheels are, and that's what moves the car. So hopefully that made sense, but now I'm going to talk about the turning. Now this is realistic turning, real cars have this. So basically what is happening here is we have this motor, which is turning, if you can see that little gear right there, which is then meshing with this big gear, which makes it go slowly. It's really overexposed. There we go. And then this big gear is actually on the same axle as, see if you can see it. It's hard to see, but that little gear right there. And then that is meshing with this big gear, which is making contact with these flat gears, which are connected to this rotating thing right here. And that is turning the wheels side by side, similar to how a real car would work. Now the only unrealistic part of this is it's electrically turning instead of using a steering wheel. But I could do a steering wheel, but that would be too easy, so we went for something a little bit more complicated here. So then the battery pack fits perfectly in there, and because I'm that guy, this is a remote controlled thing, so I'll just put the receiver right there, and you shall now see as I turn it on right here, and we bring it down to the ground. So we are now on the ground, and I have this little remote control of Legos. There's my mess of wires over there, but then we also, just a small thing, but in the front there is actually two little lights. They're not bright, but they're part of it, because they came with stuff. But now if we press this button right here, you can see it does move on its own, and you can see that the little wheels turn as well. So it's hard to control it with one arm, but hopefully you get the point. Oof. Let's see if I can like stabilize this camera so that I can use two. Okay, I have a really weird setup where it's actually on my bed, but I'm just going to. So now if you see, it's not a very good turning, but it's better than anything normal. It's also realistic. And so I don't know about you, but I'm really proud of what I've been able to do here. And so, especially with the limited amounts of Legos that I do have a lot of Legos, but a lot of them are made into like pre-made things. I'll give an example, like this or this big boy over here. It's like on my shelf over here. It's kind of, well, it barely fits, but then I have a Porsche, a huge Porsche, which is out in the living room because it doesn't really, there's no space for it to fit anywhere here. And I may record a separate video on this little car. This one doesn't turn, but it has a different kind of system, which is cool. But you can see some of my junk here. And that's the bottom floor is just like the messiest one. I don't even know what it's doing there, but all the others are kind of interesting. And then we also have the top with that. This stuff is not important. I'll have to blur that stuff out, but there's this ugly tower which I used for the stop motion, and then we have this race car, and then a race thing, and then Chrysler Tower, and yeah. So this is my shelf, and the biggest part of this was this car, which I'm very proud of. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know this was a short video, but if you did, please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new and you like my content, leave a comment or reply to you guys, and I will see you guys later. Bye!